Hello, everyone, friends, colleagues, clients, and trespassers. Welcome to our show. This is our debut, Coach2Coach. This is where the world of coaching opens up to you, our listeners. For those of you who know me, and those of you who don't, I'm Laurie Schloff, Executive Communication Coach over too many decades. And today I'm here with my semi-regular co-host, the talented presence coach, and my favorite and only child, Hava Horowitz. So here at Coach2Coach, we aim to inform, teach, entertain, provoke, amuse, and invite you to engage, all in a 15-minute time period. We're going to try for that. Super coaches can do it all. So each coach is going to feature a coach supreme. Today we've got the wonderful Hava, someone who is changing the world, one coachee at a time. So here we go, Coach2Coach to you. Today, there's a topic that I find controversial. I've had so many clients over the past few years, when I ask them how do they want to come across, they say they want to be authentic. And I don't know, I just struggle with that because aren't I supposed to be helping them to change? Isn't that why they're coming to me? So, Hava, I want to ask you, because I do think there could be some generational issues here. What does authentic actually mean to you? And how is it expressed?
Yeah, I think it's a really important conversation because we hear this word so much, authenticity, authentic, but we're a little bit fuzzy on what the definition actually is, right? And I don't know. I wonder if when people are coming to you, Laurie, when they say, I want to come across as authentic, I have a hunch that they mean, I want to feel comfortable.
Okay.
And I want to feel like myself. And when I think about authenticity, of course, a lot of the work I do is in supporting folks in bringing more of themselves to the table. When I think about authenticity, I really bucket it in three different pillars. So this first pillar, when I think about it, has to do with who am I? What are my values? What do I care about? How do I want to come across in this moment? It's hard to be authentic if you don't know who you are or how you want to come across. Secondly, is do I have the tools? Do I have the skills to express this truth, express who I am, to portray who I am? Because I might believe I'm extremely credible and I might really value credibility when it comes to my professional presentations, but I show up to meetings and I don't know how to make eye contact. I come in and my arms are all crossed. And so some of us lack the skills to reveal who we are. That's the second pillar. And then this third pillar that I've been thinking about is around authenticity is not one size fits all. You know, my relationship, how I show up with you, my mom and my mentor is very different. How I show up with my best friend, how I show up in professional context, we're all playing many different roles and each one is authentic. And so this third pillar of authenticity might be about how do I adapt to meet the needs of my environment and who I'm engaging with.
I love this because to me, it gets us sort of out of the box of, am I always feeling comfortable and natural? And if I'm not, maybe this particular situation or skill is not for me, which, by the way, Hava, I hear all the time, oh, I feel a little uncomfortable. And so, my standard line is, it sounds good or it looks good, and it takes a while to get used to. So is it up to each individual then, especially when they come to a coach, or sometimes they're referred to a coach, which makes it a little trickier? Is it up to the person to decide how far outside of their comfort zone they want to go? And will they do what it takes in order for that to feel authentic? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it has to do with that first pillar that I talked about. Who am I and how do I want to portray myself? What is important for me to portray in this particular moment? And I might aspire to embody some type of value or come across in a certain way. And on the path of doing that, it might provoke discomfort because I might not be there yet, you know?
Yeah. Hava, that's where it gets tricky. I really think some people, as soon as they feel discomfort, they feel
Right.
it's not authentic. And
Yeah.
this is where I get tripped up. I really get tripped up
Yeah.
on. Can I offer 3 questions in a recent article I wrote to help someone to think about this? And then I know you thought of an exercise we could do with our listeners. Hello out there in Coach2Coach land. Anyway, so here's the 3 questions I wrote about in the article to help you to think about authenticity. Number 1, does my authentic self always help me get the desired results I want in a situation? Number 2, does my authentic self help me to build and maintain relationships? Because that's what communication is all about. And number 3, is my current toolkit of skills consistently effective for professional growth and success?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Again, some of this is going to take a stretch, and not everyone wants to stretch. I'll just tell you a quick example. I worked with a guy who was going to be up for partner in a law firm, and we worked together. And he said, Laurie, what you're teaching me is good, but I'm not going to go there. I've decided I just don't want to do all the things it takes to be a partner, like playing golf. I don't want to play golf, and I don't want to become a different kind of communicator. And so that was an okay decision too.
Right. I mean, so much of what we're talking about related to authenticity is like a fractal of the life that we want to live. You know, how badly do we want to be partner? How badly do we want to come across as credible?
Right. By the way, I love the word fractal. I never heard it in my life, and all of a sudden I'm hearing it like once a day. Amazing.
You're hanging out
All
with
right.
too many hippies.
I know. My goodness. I got to find some old people who don't use the word. Anyway, so you said that you had an idea for an exercise.
Yeah, I think one of the questions that we talked about in preparation for this conversation is, how do you know when you're being authentic? And you know, we're breaking this idea of authenticity down into, how do I feel? Do I feel authentic versus am I coming across as authentic versus are my values authentically expressed in my behavior? But I want to step back into that feeling place, right? Do I feel authentic? And this is just a silly and playful exercise to begin to locate, what does feeling authentic feel like? How do I experience that in my body or not? So this exercise, you just think of your favorite thing in the world. You know, might be baby corn, it might be Diana Ross, favorite thing in the world.
Okay. I don't know why soft ice cream is coming to mind.
Amazing. And think of something you hate, Laurie. What's something you hate?
Oh gosh, I hate so few things. I guess I don't like the way the sardines look in a can, like Dad used to have.
Canned sardines out. So, Laurie, we'll just demo this exercise for just 30 seconds. What I recommend folks do is do this exercise for at least 2 minutes. Okay. But I want you to speak about that thing that you love, the soft ice cream, using the following prompt.
Okay.
The reason I hate soft ice cream is...
Well, the reason I hate it, okay, this is a real twist. The reason I hate it is because I'm a messy eater, it drips all over me, and suddenly I am immersed in a chocolate world, and I'm ashamed of myself.
Amazing. So I noticed, Laurie, as you were sharing that, you were smiling.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there was a little bit of incongruence between what you were saying, that you hated it, and what you were expressing. Is that true?
Yeah, well, it really, the exercise itself threw me through a loop, but I was able to come up with, it might have been harder if I couldn't find anything that I disliked about soft ice cream.
And of course, the point of the exercise isn't to convince yourself into hating soft ice cream. It's to locate, what does it actually feel like when I'm not speaking my truth?
Ah,
Did you notice anything come up there, Laurie?
yeah.
Any sensations?
I think the smiling said something. I don't know what it said to you. But I guess I'm a risk taker this way. So I was able to sort of go with the flow. And so I did feel okay about it.
Right.
But it's an interesting exercise.
Yeah. And we don't have time for this, but we would swap.
Okay.
The reason I love
sardines.
The reason I love sardines.
Okay, this is going to be real. The reason I love sardines, and I have to say something.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason
I
love
have 30 seconds right now, but normally we would take 2 minutes.
Okay. I did think of something funny. The reason I love sardines is because they're so nice and cozy there in the tin, and they're having a little sardine family, and it's bringing out the sardine love in me.
Okay, that almost made me cry.
Oh, God.
Very sweet. It's a sardine slumber party.
Yeah.
I love
don't
that.
know how I ever thought of it. My daughter, this wonderful coach, really helps me to be creative. It's amazing. I like that exercise.
So it's all about tuning into what is the experience of speaking from a place that we don't really believe, right? We're speaking from something we don't believe. And then, final chapter of the exercise, we get it right. The reason I love soft ice cream is, the reason I hate sardines is, and we'll notice, does anything change inside of us?
Interesting, when you're speaking your truth.
Right. Does the way we communicate change if we're clued into our truth, if we believe what we're saying?
We only have a couple of minutes if we're going to stick to our 15-minute limit. I think it's a pretty deep kind of topic that I'm pretty fascinated by, because it comes up all the time with clients. And I get the sense that you are a little more comfortable with talking about authenticity than I am, but I think you helped us, which was really, really great. So I just want to say to everybody, keep exploring, keep thinking about what authenticity means to you. Hava, any last words before I close?
Yeah. There's not just one version of yourself. There's many roles that you play, and there's many versions of yourself that are all true. They're all authentic. And maybe the work is to embrace them all, embrace your multiplicity, embrace your complexity, and embrace your complexity.
Yeah. All right. So let's end with each of us 10 seconds, like one fun thing we're doing this week as a coach. So this week, I'm coaching someone who has a job she really wants to go for, and she has to do a case study, like a whole big presentation. And I'm really looking forward to her doing great with her presentation and getting the job.
Let's go.
I'm
really looking forward to going to the Sphere in Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas.
Yeah, the entertainment capital of the world. Dead & Company there. Grateful Dead. The next generation of the Grateful Dead.
Unbelievable. Okay. Life as a coach is great. It's amazing. Anyway, so I as we close, feeling and acting authentically, positively, effectively can definitely make for a better world, don't you think? So I want to thank everyone for being here, and we'll see you next time on Coach to Coach. Keep on coaching. Bye for now.
Bye.